Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi, fantasy, and pop culture commentary. I'm Seven. We've got Drew and we've got Corey. How you guys doing today?
Good. Trying to stay cool. We got like 90 to 100 degree weather right now here in Cali, so
nice.
Good to have ACs, but yeah, hanging in there. Yourselves?
Good, man. It's good. It's fall's coming.
Fall is here.
Yeah, like it got really cold the last couple of nights out of nowhere. Yeah. So, alrighty. So this is a very interesting week because it seems like we've seen totally different content this week, which is kind of cool sometimes. It's like, all right, make me want to see what you saw this week. So
it gives a mixed bag, yeah.
It gives a mixed bag. And you guys did have something that you happened to see and you have different opinions on, so we'll get to that hopefully. Because I'm curious. I heard a piece of the conversation, but
we it was the debate that took place before the show that I didn't know if we were going to carry over into the show, but if you guys want to go into that again, I guess.
Right. Yeah,
I guess.
For sure. All right. So, Drew, let's start with you. Just name something you saw this week that you...
Recently, I've been behind, man. I've just been on these other working on projects and day job stuff. But what did I check out recently? I caught up on Black Mirror.
I knew you were going to say that first.
Anthology. I didn't know I was going to say it first. That one, I think probably because I've been meaning to catch up on it for a while.
Right.
It was one of those shows that I saw back when it was new-ish. The first season came out. And it was, again, it's an anthology. Each episode is not necessarily connected to each other.
Right.
Though there are some tethers to it.
Right.
This season, I would say that the first season, greatest. Other seasons are good. And then after, like, in recent years, when it got big in the United States, I think kind of like, we've had like kind of a, not necessarily a dip in quality outright, but it's kind of been on a fluctuated. Quality is definitely fluctuated.
This is season 7, right?
This is like season 6. Yeah, season 6 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's done some pretty interesting things, I would say, in way of like storytelling and sci-fi, and particularly with the show's recurring theme, or it's like its overall like idea. Black Mirror is about us. As we always said, Seven, sci-fi is about like the technology, yeah, but at the core of it, it's about people. It's about the study of our own humanity.
Right.
So with shows like Black Mirror, it holds that lens. In this case, these Black Mirrors. The laptops that we're using to film this right now, just the general technology that we have around us, it is the black reflection of who we are as a species, as a people. It's lost the plot in certain episodes.
Okay.
While certain episodes I did enjoy. I'm not sure you guys are caught up on Black Mirror. Do you guys watch it all, fans?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
I'm a fan, but I'm not caught up. I didn't see this last season, but yeah, I mean, I think it's really important that you hit that home, that people understand that, like, sci-fi is supposed to be a warning. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's a warning that things can go this particular way if we don't do X, Y, and Z. And of course, as technology being at the core of it, how we use it as a tool.
Exactly. So, dovetailing that back to this season, it loses the plot of this. It meanders and does certain episodes. Some were better than others. The first one, Corey, back me up on. This was what was the one where it was like the couple and she had like a brain condition? She had like a brain tumor?
That was Common People. That was the...
I did see that. So then I did see it.
I
think I saw half of that, though. That was pretty good.
That one, it's true to form. I think that is definitely more like early seasons Black Mirror tier stuff. Other episodes are okay. The SS Callister one, I think, didn't need a sequel, but that one is it's in there. And again, it's Black Mirror kind of breaking its rule of there are no sequels. They do it occasionally. But some episodes, man, I'm sorry, were just absolute ass. Okay, the one that they had Issa Rae in.
Thank you.
That one.
Hold on. Shots fired. I gotta put a little.
I didn't get into it
That
yet.
was
Save
trash.
your fire. Save your fire. I'm gonna set this one up proper for us. I'm gonna cook this one because this was some of the worst crap I have ever seen out of not even just a sci-fi show, but just any show or anthology show. Period.
Really?
What was it? Hotel Reverie.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Okay, Corey. Okay, I guess. Meanwhile, Issa Rae is supposed to be an A-list actor, right? But her acting in this is like high school play tier. Her acting is this. That's her range of expression the whole time. Just
You gotta talk about
making goofy ass faces the whole time, acting poorly. The plot, while the premise could have been something, the idea that you have an actor go in and give their version of a classic film, okay, it gets very stupid when they walk in and the idiot director producer chick doesn't stop to ask Issa Rae, do you know how to play what was it, Claire de Lune?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't stop to ask her, can you play the instrument that's essential for the thing to start in the initial. The whole reason that things go wrong in this program is because the characters are stupid. And then everything else after that is just a byproduct of the characters being friggin' idiots. I'm really trying not to cuss, but they're being just dumb.
Yeah.
On top of Issa Rae's piss poor acting, the characters are dumb. They got dude, you're not supposed to have wet things around this material, this equipment. But he's drinking a whole Slurpee that he drops halfway through the thing. I'm like, y'all are idiots. The people in this thing are idiots. It's okay. So I hated that one. It was almost as bad as that other one. That San Junipero crap was just a narcissistic trek along the beach. That's all that was. Just two chicks frolicking on the friggin' beach for an hour doing cute. I just, even though there's an interesting premise in there, there's an interesting idea in there. With the idea that, when you die, your mind, your essence goes to the cloud. And you can be young. But there's a level of, sensitivity, I guess. You can, alter your levels of sense. So people that are so desperate to feel something doing extreme stuff, just to feel things, is an interesting premise in heaven. The extremes that you pursue in heaven, that's nice. But then it's just about, just two chicks flirting with each other the rest of the time. And I'm like, this is boring. This is such a narcissistic bore. Same thing with this. Hotel Reverie was just boring. It was dumb. And by the end of it, I'm like, you had an interesting premise that you did nothing with.
And this is why I didn't get through the whole season, even though there wasn't that much, because it just got...
If you were done worse and worse. If you were done after, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for being done with the whole season after that. I had to attack it in 2 goes. The first time I was tired and it was pissing me off. So I'm like, you know what? Let me stop it here. I hate this so far, but let me stop it here and then try to come back again. Watch number 2. I'm wide awake, but I'm more pissed off than the day before. I'm like, this is rough, bro. This is rough. But aside from that, the season wasn't half bad.
So the second half got better?
The second,
that was
after
the second
that
half.
one,
That was
Bet Noir, I think, was episode 2. That one, parts of it I liked, but just because it kind of does an interesting portrayal of the every woman. I kind of liked it. I kind of liked that one because by the end, it's like the thing that we said that she was at the beginning. The old Mariah, what's her name? Mariah Diana. Okay,
Mariah. Yeah.
Maria, whatever. I'm like, that's y'all. That's y'all. That is definitely y'all. And I like how it was that whole vicious cycle of chicks doing chicks dirty. And I'm like, you see how it's just not toxic masculinity all the time? How it's kind of just y'all just making each other's lives a living hell. But do you? I am the queen of everything. Yeah, that's what y'all wish you were. We know, you little tyrants in waiting. We know. So that one was cool. That was cool.
Good episode of physics.
Corey, you're sweating, so I'm gonna throw the next one on you. You said that.
All right, I don't like how y'all attack Issa Rae and Aquafina like that. That was
whatever.
All right, so you do have an A-list actor, but when you change the way you act or film something, she was starstruck from the beginning, the entire time. She never got into a rhythm. And just like how if you set parameters and you have people who are going to go outside those parameters, like, hey, don't do this. You're warned not to be around this equipment or have drinks next to this thing. And everyone was like, okay, boss, gotcha. And what do? They do their own thing anyway, and then they follow the consequence. I think.
Sorry, before you go into a deeper hole, because I can see Drew's ready for the attack, and I kind of am too. But I'm trying to go into 2026. I'm starting early. I'm trying to go into 2026, trying to just stick to the ones and zeros, and be a nicer critic, because it's all opinion, right? So
yeah.
So,
but like we said,
but if we do go into 2026, and I just can't do that, and Drew, you're up for it, we will have a throw it all stones as possible version of the show. I'll say this as a blanket thing: Drew is 100% correct. The acting was not there, and
that was the point of it.
And the fully but it becomes so hokey and bad that it doesn't. There's no weight. Like, it's kind of like Jaws, right? It wasn't a real fish. It was a mechanical machine, right? But because you barely saw Jaws, and it was such this high belief, and the acting was so well, you could jump in and believe it, right? So you have that weight that you could extend imagination and enjoy it. So in that pick, specifically having to do with the one with Awkwafina and Issa Rae, there was no weight there. Everything was so light and in the air, and so didn't make sense, that the only thing you looked forward to was the end of the episode. Even though the premise could have went different places, but it was like you couldn't take anything serious. And then also because they chose, this is partly the director's fault too. I wouldn't blame only the writer, but if you're going with that Casablanca kind of dreamy, ethereal type vibe, you have to cut to something a little harder, a little meaty, because then it becomes, like Drew said, like a high school play. Like, it was ridiculous. And it wasn't funny. It wasn't even funny.
No, but
if Issa Rae, I'm sorry, I know I'm trying to shut up and let y'all have your thing. If Issa Rae had been a comedian in this thing, if she was known as the funniest woman on the earth, I could have rocked with all that starstruck stuff.
That's true.
But no, they multiple times they try to tell us that she's an A-list actor. She's such a professional. She's step aside, Denzel. I'm like, no, she's not. You're not going to have me believe, oh, she's starstruck. I'm like, dude, there are actors who are brilliant who are in the room with Denzel that know how to keep their cool. It's like, dude, and then they'll say after the fact, dude, I was in a scene with Denzel. It was insane. Right. They can keep their composure for the scene. They're not just going to.
That's like saying
the whole time. I'm sorry, bro. No, the acting was trash. Her acting
that's like was saying,
trash.
If you took a piano virtuoso right now and you put them in a virtual reality dream state that is taking the idea of, it was like a mix of concepts. I understand where you guys are coming from, but it wasn't really acting in the acting sense. She wasn't physically there. It was like she was deep immersed in virtual reality, right?
She was acting out whole scenes, bro. They literally were reading her lines as she was in mode. She was on set. They were filming the thing. She had
a set that wasn't real. A set that was in a computer.
All right, so let's move on. Ladies and gentlemen, watch it for yourselves. I want to hear comments.
We're cutting her all the excuses for being a poor actor in the moment. But she's A-list actor, so she was starstruck. We're just trying to cut her every exit. I get it. This is Issa Rae bias because you like her, Corey. That episode was trash. Next.
All right, so Corey, let's go with Den of Thieves 2, because unlike a film that I did see that I will mention, I try to avoid these type of films because it's like a poor excuse to do a sequel. But did you like Den of Thieves 2, and what was it about?
So I did like Den of Thieves 2. Not as much as I liked part 1. They tried to one up the same formula that they had for part 1.
Okay.
And part 2, it was really interesting because we know part 1 was a big heist, right? Set in America. This one is set in I want to say Belgium, and it's based off of a real life heist. Like everything that they did in the movie was based off of a real life heist that actually occurred.
Okay.
And the way that they, I guess, directed, wrote it, it was interesting. I would say it's a good watch. If Den of Thieves 1 was a 9 out of 10, this would be like a 8 out of 10.
Okay. So the bar just got a little lower on this one.
Just a little lower.
Okay.
Who was in this?
What's his name? Gerard Butler and what's his name?
I saw a trailer for this.
I can't think of his name right now.
Okay. Ice. What's his name?
Is it O'Shea Jackson?
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And 50 Cent was in that too, right?
This one, no, not this one.
That's interesting. When the IMDb they showed, I was wondering if they put people that were in the first one on there. I hate when they do that. But he did well though. O'Shea did well.
Oh yeah, O'Shea really did act his butt off. This one he took on a different persona.
Okay.
I guess this was the failure of the writing because you didn't really know his name. You knew his name in the first one. You had a backstory. Okay. But this one he changed his whole backstory, his whole demeanor. So you're still left with what is real.
Okay.
It's interesting though.
Okay.
Right. But another series I would recommend everyone to watch is Adolescence on Netflix.
Okay.
Saw that one. 4 episodes, really sad, but worth the watch.
Worth the watch. So I saw NOBODY2, and I was leery only because, like a money grab. We're just going to do a part 2. In short, it was enjoyable. And the cameos weren't too annoying, because a lot of times the cameos just get on your nerves. But no, they did a pretty good job. So anyone that does not know about this film, is basically someone that's like a killer for hire, and he basically lives a dual life, and his family basically work enters his home. In part, his family didn't know anything about what he does and stuff like that. So in part 2, the family knows, but they don't talk about it. They kind of just, that's your life out there, and then you have a different life at home. And you can see his family life is going downhill, and the wife is like, look, we got to talk. He can feel the pressure, so he wants to go on vacation. And long story short, vacation gets interrupted. So you pretty much know, even just watching the trailer, you kind of know what to expect. But I would have to say the writing was pretty good. It was still a good ride, even though you kind of have an idea of where it's going to go. And as you watch it, you start saying, do I really know what's going to happen here? And I think that's pretty good writing for a sequel. We have Christopher Lloyd, Sharon Stone, Colin Hanks, which is Tom Hanks' son. You got RZA that was in there. The cameos weren't annoying. Not really. I mean, RZA's character, just because how they
same character.
Yeah, he usually just plays himself. So
he always does the whole "I'm RZA and I do martial arts" thing. Wu-Tang Clan thing.
The Wu-Tang Clan reference, yeah.
That's the only little annoying part. I would like to see him do something different, but yeah, that was it. It's just a good ride. Like, so if you just want to enjoy, don't want to think too deep, but the action sequence was really good. The villains were villains. I like that. So, but that was Nobody 2. I saw it in the theater. Wasn't a waste of money. It was decent. If there's, so. There were very few choices that were out. So, what else? What's next? What we got?
I don't know. What else have you discussed recently?
Cyberpunk 2077 Edge Runners.
Woosah.
Oh wait, is this the one with the argument?
Yes.
It was, yeah.
All right, so let's do.
I guess me and Corey just button heads today, man.
Let me jump into one more. We'll do Peacemaker, and then we'll go into that. So
okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Peacemaker I think is a better spot. So season 2 just started Peacemaker. It is the James Gunn, I guess, adjacent DC universe thing. It's connected to that whole world. It's got John Cena. The cast is good. It has John Cena. It's got the guy that played, what was his name? Once he plays Colonel Flag.
What's his name? I see his face.
It's got James Gunn. James Gunn's wife plays Harcourt, who's the romantic interest / partner. It's got a pretty good cast. I don't know who plays Addie, Amanda Waller's daughter, but it's got it's definitely the dark comedy superhero route because people get yapped in some pretty incredible ways, and it'll be hilarious. Oddly, there's definitely an element of raunch in it and foul language because it's James Gunn. We can't expect anything else. But I would say, with this second season, where the first one started and where this one picks up, I think it is really good considering that we just got done with Superman. Because it takes place not long after the events of Superman, as we find out.
Gotcha.
And he's done, just for me, I would say overall, to nutshell it, James Gunn has done a very good job of encapsulating both the cinematic stuff that he's now working on with the shows. I think one of the biggest problems with Marvel is that there's no cohesion with the TV series and the films. The shows are a byproduct or an afterthought of the films, right? To the point where you got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was just a cameo show. And like you were just saying, Seven, how you hate cameos. I kind of hate when it's like, this is a special episode of this show because they're going to mention Thor and he'll be in a post-credit scene. He might show up somewhere. It's like they're too busy to show up in their own stuff. It's not that same thing with James Gunn. Like Peacemaker could just as likely walk onto a film, and then we could have another film character walk onto the show, and vice versa.
Gotcha.
The events matter. I think with that, they're doing a great job. I'm hyped for it. It's 2 episodes in, and it's on HBO Max is where that comes on. So I'm in.
All right, so my really quick one, where here we have a money grab, and it was either this or Freaky Friday, and I was not. No.
Freakier Friday?
Why not?
The sequel?
Freakier Friday.
Freakier Friday. I was not going to do it, so I chose Naked Gun. Shots fired. Fair enough. If those are my choices, that's what I'm going to do. So Liam Neeson, it was nice to see him do something just fun. Pamela Anderson held it down because she didn't try to be funny. She just did and her role was not to try to be funny in the film, even though they kept trying to, throw funny things at you. Some of the jokes landed, some of them did not. The ones that fell flat took you out of the film. It's like, I know you meant that to be funny, but no. Paul Walter Hoser, love him. Kevin Durant, Busta Rhymes was in there just to be Busta Rhymes in there. Not to say he did a bad job, but it was like there was no point. Like you just did it just to say, oh, Busta Rhymes is in the film. And this is how I felt about a couple people in there. Weird Al Yankovic made no sense, but let's just throw him in there to say, hey, we got Weird Al.
He didn't make sense to you in the film? As spoofy as the film is?
It's kinda, but you're gonna put Carrot Top.
It could have been, yeah. I mean, it could have been anybody, but I would just say for the type of film that Naked Gun has been, it's always been kind of very surrealist, slapsticky, kind of bizarre, spoofy comedy.
He made more sense
I wouldn't
than
be surprised.
Busta Rhymes, for sure.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. It's
Liza Koshy was in there. I guess she's a influencer, buddy online, I guess.
She's been big since Vine, so she's everywhere. She's a lot of places people don't realize.
Yeah.
But again, that's in line with Naked Gun anyway. So
I'll leave it at that. Because I'm going into 2026 a nicer person. Well, you know what it is? It's because, I never thought she was funny, but she wasn't funny. Like, there's a lot of people in here that just were not funny. And you're in a comedy. And it just, So, anyway, in short, watch it. No, I would wait to stream it and when you're doing your laundry. And maybe you'll pay attention when the jokes are hitting versus not. But the surprise acting in this whole thing that people would sleep on with her no makeup self, because sometimes she didn't wear makeup, sometimes she didn't, because that's her thing now. Pamela Anderson, good job. Good job.
You forget she did well on Baywatch. People forget she's a good actress.
She was good at running on Baywatch. Yeah.
Not just running.
She stood out
in the 90s.
You have to remember, Corey, this is the 90s we're talking about. If you were a highly attractive and blonde and a woman in the 90s, you were going to be picked up by somebody. You were going to be someone's favorite. She did what she did. I mean, all things considered, she was that icon back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I grew up in California. Yeah, you see I had blondes everywhere. She was like the quintessential blonde of the 90s, so it's like, all right, I guess.
But instead of having a piece holder for the scene, she was actually holding her own in scenes with David Hasselhoff. So she did fine. That's what I'm saying. She's a good actress.
Well, I don't know about back then, but today she could act, and I hope they give her a chance to be more than just a bombshell. Because
she's done some stuff in the past. There was lots of people sleep on Barbed Wire, which it's not a good movie. But it has fun things about it that makes it kind of better than people give it credit for, I think, in my opinion.
It's so bad it's good. That's the type of movie,
It's so bad it's good territory, but her in it as when you said female protagonists and female protagonists, how they're written then versus how they're written now. There's a lot of stuff. There's more stuff that they did with her and that character right than they did wrong, is what I would say. But yeah, with Liam Neeson in the Naked Gun thing, it's one thing that I did say when I heard it was announced. The older ones were made by Leslie Nielsen, who is very much a comedy guy. Liam Neeson isn't. He's always the straight man, tough guy. But if you use him as the straight man in a comedy, it can kind of work. Or have a straight man, the kind of stern, stoic dude, be in an absurd world where everyone else is kind of goofy. That could work.
There is something to be said for people that are comedic actors that I think is underrated, and a lot fell flat. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, because comedy is in a weird place right now. We all know. So,
I mean, people just got to write, and maybe we need to put out less movies. It's okay. Just make sure they're good.
Yeah, you could have, take a step back and then put those funds and time into making a better product than just churning out all the things from here to infinity.
Right. Because, they're talking about Eddie Murphy doing Sanford and Son.
Which I'm excited for. I want to see that.
I don't know about that. Well, that could be another vid. I'm torn about that.
Yeah, that's another topic.
And
I'm real torn about that.
And then you got, what's his name? Wait, I don't want to run out of time here. Yeah, we got, what's the other one? They want to do, not Good Times, The Jeffersons.
Yeah, again, another one for another day. But that can be a whole topic in and of itself. Why are they going back and making all the things?
So, we're going to run out of time. So, first I want to say thank you for everyone watching GeekCaster. Go to geekcaster.com, GeekCaster on IG. If you're watching us on Twitch, thank you. And, we got more for you. See you later. We're out of here.